Miami begins the game with the basketball. Dragic. Easy path to the rim. We talk so much about who are the MVP candidates, but there are other guys who are so valuable to their teams, and Jimmy Butler at the forefront of that list.
I have a phrase that I use when I describe players like Jimmy Butler. It's called most valuable mentality. There are certain players that approach the game with a certain mindset every single day that they will do anything possible to win the ball game. He plays with his heart and soul every single possession and every night, and he will leave it on the court if that means he can win the ball game.
That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Problem City.
T to Towns. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Miami's got it. Butler to Waiters. Nice pass to set things up.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Teague with it up top. Trailing by 4. To Towns. Teague. Robert Covington with the strong finish. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Butler into the front court. Leads a bucket. To Waiters. Jay, 44 wins for the Heat last year. For the most part, that core is in place once again.
And when I think about the core, Ed, I think about upper management. I think about Pat Riley. I think about Eric Spoelstra. I think about Mickey Arison, the consummate professionals associated with this basketball team. The year before, they did not make the playoffs. So a substantial improvement for a young basketball team.
To Covington. Scores from the post.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Butler to Dragic. Drives, but a shot won't go down.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Butler to bring it up. They trail by 2. Gets to the basket and scores.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
To Wiggins. Has a look. Deep 2 there, won't go. Dragic with the basketball. Shot clock off as they look to break the tie. And a putback slam.
Ed, it's pretty amazing how athletic bigs can be when it comes to getting an easy 2 points, huh?
Has a chance. No good. No daylight. Great defense. That ends the first quarter with the Heat in front. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
Yeah, both teams have came out. They played with great energy, and they've also done an excellent job of establishing their own tempo. They have to make sure they have to push through that and do more of that in the second quarter.
To Covington.
Hey, you got the screen right, screen right, screen right.
Great pass to set it up. Trying to cash in. It's good. That's the guy you want to leave open.
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
The drive, right to the...
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Jordan Bell with the dunk.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Miami with the basketball. Butler. Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Teague to Covington. Short jumper won't go down. Dragic into the front court. Right now, 12 all. He throws it down. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Teague with the basketball. Looking to make something happen to Wiggins. And Towns with the flush. The smooth, fluid game from Karl Anthony Towns.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's the Heat with the possession. Dragic to Butler. Screen coming. Butler against Karl Anthony Towns. To Dragic. Knocks it down from mid-range.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Teague with it up top. Down just a couple. Wiggins. Tough matchup against Butler. And a throwdown.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
To Butler. Nothing going here on that drive. Butler defended by Bell. Screen coming. 5 to shoot for Miami. Fires the three. Not that time. To Teague. Wiggins. Calls out of bounds off of Andrew Wiggins. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Dragic with it. His guys can hold for the final shot. Nothing going here on that drive. Dragic picked up by Teague. Has a look. Goran Dragic. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. Long heave from three-quarters court. That's it for the first half. The Heat with the lead.
The Heat are feeling comfortable at the halfway mark. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. The Timberwolves were unable to find an offensive flow in the opening half. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring. These are the guys getting buckets for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Game travel. Points in the paint.
The Minnesota Timberwolves are in a situation where if I was the coach of the team, I'd hope they'd be insulted by the way they gave up points in the paint. Going into the second half, these guys really need to have some pride and be more assertive around the basket defensively. Let's see if they can learn from the mistakes they made, particularly.
Player of the
Butler was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone.
who was cold.
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Heat have a comfortable lead at the halfway mark. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. Have a look at the leading scores for the Miami Heat. And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
T-Wolves with the basketball.
I got him. Match up, match up, match up.
To Towns. From the painted area, won't go down. Dragic with the basketball. His guys lead here early stages, third quarter. To Butler. Nothing going here on that drive. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Karl Anthony Towns. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field. Dragic into the front court. Up by 6. To Butler. Beyond the arc for 3. And the Timberwolves have the rebound. Teague with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. Teague. Great look and vision. Good on the layup.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
He'd have the basketball. Dragic to Butler. Over to the right side. To Butler. Here comes the screen. Dragic. To Waiters. Butler. Jimmy Butler with that shot. He's 5 for 8.
You see, the great playmakers see the shot before it ever happens. They recognize how they were being guarded on the previous set, and then they make the necessary adjustments.
Turns and slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Butler against Jordan Bell. Has a chance. Butler with a shot. No good. Teague with it up top. His guys trail now by 4. Wiggins to Towns. Butler matched up with the former Wildcat. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Jimmy Butler at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 83% free throw shooter. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. T-Wolves at the controls going up the floor. T. Here comes the screen. Probing the defense. To T. Jeff T. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Dragic, guarded by Towns. Screen coming. Karl Anthony Towns sends it away. Third quarter comes to an end with the Heat in front. So the Heat will have it to start this 4th and final quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Here comes the screen. Dragic to Butler. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Butler for 2. To Teague. Jeff Teague. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
Dragic with it. Up by 3. To Butler. And the finish. Slam dunk.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
And finishes strong. Now the Heat going to use a timeout. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
And I've been seeing a lot of barking back and forth between the players and the fans. I actually like that. I think that gets the players more engaged in the game, in particular sometimes when the game seems like it's dead air.
To Butler. Deep 2 there, won't go.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Wiggins matched up with Jimmy Butler. 5 to shoot for Minnesota. Teague. Rebounds taken down by Leonard. To Dragic. Waiters. Butler against Jordan Bell. Passed it off. Karl Anthony Towns with a piece.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
And a nice finish at the rim.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Jeff Teague, 3 for 6 now.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Butler to Waiters. Around the perimeter. 5 seconds to shoot. Trying to cash in. The jumper's off the mark. He gets it.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Dragic, guarded by Jeff Teague. To Butler. A big finish at the rim. Now a timeout here for the Timberwolves. They're going to have to draw something up for an open look at a 3. Teague sizing up Butler. Jeff Teague, 4 out of 7. Here comes the intentional foul, but they did have one to give, so no free throws yet. They'll shoot after the next foul.
Too close to call right now. We're in clock management mode. That was a good play.
Now they get the intentional foul. He's going to have to earn it at the line. 2 huge free throws in a 1-point game.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Knocks down the first. Two for 2 on that trip. Now a whistle as Minnesota's going to take the timeout. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. That misses with a second to go. Slam down. Karl Anthony Towns on the follow. The Heat with the victory as they just squeak this one out by a point. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Heat got the win in a close game. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. Check out the leading scores for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Player of the game.
Butler gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew,